Nikola Tesla was born on July 10, 1856, in Smiljan, a small village that was then part of the Austrian Empire, today in Croatia. He belonged to a Serbian family. His father, Milutin Tesla, was an Orthodox priest and a writer, while his mother, Georgina Juka Tesla, though uneducated, had remarkable creativity and skill in making household tools, a talent that deeply influenced Nikola's inventive spirit. From childhood, Tesla displayed a phenomenal memory and the ability to visualize
in 3 dimensions with extraordinary clarity, a skill that allowed him to design inventions entirely in his mind, without writing or sketching. He also suffered from vivid visions, flashes of light, and strange illnesses that puzzled doctors, but he later considered these experiences as part of his creative gift. As a boy, Tesla was fascinated by electricity. He once built a small water wheel powered by a running stream and experimented with mechanical devices.
He studied at the Higher Real Gymnasium in Karlovac, graduating in 1873. Later, he enrolled at the Austrian Polytechnic in Graz, where he first encountered the idea of alternating current AC. Though he did not complete his degree, his brilliance was clear. Tesla briefly worked in Prague and Budapest, where he conceived the idea of the induction motor, a machine that could run on AC power. This idea would later revolutionize industry and electricity. In 1884, Tesla emigrated to the
United States with little more than a letter of recommendation. He soon found work with Thomas Edison, the great American inventor who was developing direct current DC electrical systems. However, Edison and Tesla had opposite visions. Edison believed in DC, which could only transmit power over short distances, while Tesla was convinced that AC was superior because it could travel long distances efficiently. Their disagreement led to the famous War of Currents. Edison launched
campaigns to discredit AC, even staging public electrocutions of animals to show its danger. But Tesla, supported by industrialist George Westinghouse, proved the safety and efficiency of AC. This culminated in a victory when Tesla's AC system powered the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, lighting the fair with brilliant electric lamps. Soon after, AC was chosen to transmit hydroelectric power from Niagara Falls, one of Tesla's proudest
achievements, and it became the standard system of electricity worldwide. Tesla's genius extended far beyond AC power. He invented the Tesla coil, an electrical resonant transformer that produces high-voltage electricity, which is still used in radio technology today. He created the induction motor, fluorescent and neon lighting, and pioneered radio communication, though credit was long disputed with Guglielmo Marconi, who patented radio first. In 1943, the U.S. Supreme Court officially recognized Tesla's patents, acknowledging his role in radio's invention. Tesla also envisioned wireless transmission of energy. In his Colorado Springs laboratory, he conducted dramatic experiments, creating man-made lightning and transmitting wireless power over short distances. Later, with financial backing from J.P. Morgan, Tesla began constructing the Wardenclyffe Tower on Long Island, a massive project aimed at providing wireless global communication and even TABS, free energy. However, funding ran out, and the tower was eventually demolished, marking one of Tesla's greatest disappointments. Tesla's mind was always decades ahead of his time. He speculated about technologies such as radar, X-rays, robotics, drones, hydroelectricity, vertical takeoff aircraft, wireless data transmission, and renewable energy systems long before they became reality. He even described a vision of a world wireless system that resembles modern
Wi-Fi and smartphones.
Yet his futuristic ideas often frightened investors, who saw them as impractical or unprofitable. As a result, many of his projects remained unfinished. Despite his brilliance, Tesla struggled financially throughout his life. Unlike Edison, who was skilled at business and publicity, Tesla was more of a dreamer than a businessman. He lived much of his later life in New York hotels, moving often because he could not pay the bills. Tesla became increasingly eccentric, showing signs of obsessive behavior. He disliked jewelry, avoided handshakes because of germs, and had an unusual love for pigeons, often feeding and caring for them in parks. He never married, claiming his celibacy helped him focus on his inventions. In his later years, Tesla lived in relative obscurity, though he occasionally gave interviews in which he made astonishing predictions about the future of science and technology. On January 7, 1943, Nikola Tesla died alone in his room at the New Yorker Hotel at the age of 86. At the time of his death, he was largely forgotten by the general public, though a small circle of admirers recognized his genius. After his death, many of his papers and research materials were seized by the U.S. government. leading to speculation and mystery about his hidden inventions. Today, Nikola Tesla is remembered as one of the greatest inventors and visionaries in history. His name lives on in scientific units such as the Tesla, the SI unit of magnetic flux density, and in popular culture most famously with the Tesla Inc. electric car company, which honors his legacy of innovation. More importantly, his ideas laid the foundation for much of modern electrical engineering, wireless communication, and renewable energy. Tesla was a man who lived not for wealth or fame, but for the advancement of humanity. Though he died poor, his imagination and discovery, early intellectual prowess and language skills, Tesla had an extraordinary ability to learn languages. He reportedly spoke 8 languages fluently: Serbian, Croatian, English, French, German, Hungarian, Italian, and Latin. He also had an eidetic photographic memory, which allowed him to memorize entire books and recite them word for word. Education and near-death experiences. During his youth, Tesla suffered from cholera and nearly died several times. His recovery deeply influenced his father to allow him to pursue engineering instead of the priesthood. Tesla never officially graduated from any university. He left the Austrian Polytechnic during his 3rd year after a breakdown, reportedly due to exhaustion and gambling problems. Unbuilt inventions and lost ideas. Tesla planned a death ray which he called a teleforce weapon. He claimed it could shoot down aircraft from miles away. Though it was never built, the US and Soviet governments took his claims seriously during World War II. He also worked on free energy devices and anti-gravity technology in theory, but these ideas remained largely conceptual or were lost after his death. Rightless power transmission and Earth resonance. Tesla believed the Earth could conduct electricity and designed systems such as the magnifying transmitter to exploit the resonant frequency of the planet. He experimented with transmitting electricity through the ground and air in Colorado Springs and claimed to light bulbs wirelessly over 25 miles away. His deep bond with animals, Tesla developed a strange yet deep emotional attachment to pigeons in New York. He once said that a particular white pigeon visited him daily, and he loved her as a man loves a woman. Her death devastated him. Patents and lawsuits. Tesla held over 300 patents in 26 countries, yet many of his ideas were never patented, meaning they were later rediscovered or attributed to others. He was involved in many legal disputes, especially with Marconi, over the invention of the radio. Though Marconi initially got the credit, Tesla's contributions were posthumously recognized by the US Supreme Court. Later life and missed opportunities. Tesla was offered the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1915 to be shared with Edison, but he reportedly declined, possibly due to resentment toward Edison. He was also passed over for funding by Henry Ford and J.P. Morgan after his ideas were deemed unprofitable or too radical. Henry's inspiration for fiction and pop culture. Tesla inspired characters in fiction, such as in Christopher Nolan's film The Prestige, played by David Bowie, and is a recurring figure in steampunk and sci-fi genres. Conspiracy theories and books have linked Tesla to the Philadelphia experiment and time travel, though these claims are highly speculative. Tesla's missing papers. After his death, Tesla's belongings were seized by the U.S. Office of Alien Property, despite him being a U.S. citizen. Some documents were later declassified, but many are still missing, fueling conspiracy theories about secret technologies.